Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Habari Live. Today, we're going to be talking about and culture, the DNC. What else are we going to talk about over there?
We're going to talk a little bit about Trump. We're going to talk a little bit about the Mesa Police
Mm-hmm.
and Roger Forson, the airman that passed away back a couple months ago in May.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about Shabuzi. I don't know.
Shabuzi.
Look, that every time I hear his name and see his name, I automatically think
Shabuzi.
Shabuzi roll call.
I
don't know why, but that's what it comes to
Well,
mind.
whatever. We're going to go ahead and get it started. Thanks, everybody, for joining in. And let's go. Yeah.
Well, who's hers?
Oh, hers. Aisha.
Aisha.
You missing another intro, too.
Oh, hello. Forgot about that. Oh my god. New intro. There we go.
Yeah. That's
Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Yes. Good morning. We are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Post of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we are all the way live from Paradise Valley in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison and my co-host.
Aisha.
And we'll be your go-to guide for the exciting stories and everyday happenings in your vibrant community, your weekly dose of inspiration, innovation, and insightful conversations from the heart of your city, of our city. Habari Live, where we'll be bringing you engaging conversation and inspiring stories from remarkable individuals making a difference in our community. So today we are thrilled to have a very special guest returning to the show, Miss Suewong McFadden. Yeah. Man, she has a very, very inspiring story. She's the owner of SMA and Academy for Kids, a dynamic micro school dedicated to nurturing young minds. Sue is not only an innovative educator, but she's also a talented children's book author whose stories have touched the hearts of many. Her passion for education and creativity shines through in everything she does, and we're excited to dive into her new and latest projects and hear more about the incredible work happening at SMA Academy. So let's give a warm welcome to Suewong McFadden. Yeah. Man, we love your energy. We always love your energy. When we were at the Juneteenth celebration, first thing we saw your smile lighting up the whole place. You know, you're always doing a great job of representing. Like I said, and your branding is amazing. You know what you want and how you want it to look, and you do a good job of running with everything that you know what I'm saying, how you want things to do. So what brings you into that? Were you a designer or you
It's crazy. I started graphic designs in high school. I was part of the
Okay.
yearbook staff.
Yeah.
And I was really working with my friend Kenny, and he was just like very into the graphic design. I said, well, you got to teach me. And so he was teaching me using Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah.
And that's how I kind of got started. And then once
Okay.
I got to college, I just started playing around with graphics. And then by being a part of different organizations, I was able to kind of perfect my skills and then
Yes.
started doing just designs for other people.
Right.
And then once I got to a point where I just started doing more designs for myself. And then as I built my organizations and things that I wanted to do, I just got, I just perfect my skills. So it's always just like years of
Man.
learning new skills, YouTube webinars.
Right.
It takes time.
Man. You were made for this stuff. You just have such a bubbly personality, such a
Thank
just
you.
glowing smile, and you're always doing a great job of connecting with people and That's what it's about out here. So
Yes, yes.
what made you come up with your new goal that you're creating, the SMA Academy, and what is it that made you come up with this journey that you wanted to get to this?
So, because my other organization is MMLA, and I started that in 2020.
Okay.
But a long time ago, when I was just in a classroom teaching, that's all I wanted to do was just teach. Like
Wow.
that was night and day. I didn't
Yeah.
want to do anything else. Shout out to the Singletary family. It was one of my founding families that when I first started teaching, I had their son. I taught him 8 years ago, and so she was like, "Well, I can see you being a school administrator and a principal." I'm like, "Nah, I'm going to be in the classroom forever." Fast forward. As an educator, I wanted to evolve. I didn't want to feel like I was stuck.
Right.
And I just is my overall, one of my pet peeves is I don't want to see kids fail.
Right.
It's really hard for me to see a child fall through the cracks. I have to do
man.
whatever I need to do
Right.
to make sure that child is making progress, that the child is learning or engaged in learning.
Mhm.
And so, by being in Arizona for the last 4 years, it's so different. We're
Yeah.
we are years behind most
We are.
other states.
Definitely.
And then I just realized working in different school system, everybody operates the same. And it's just
Mhm.
like I couldn't be the educator I wanted to be. I'm very above and beyond. Like you see my branding, just mind me being on the school level doing all these things and implementing different things. And
Right.
a lot of schools wouldn't allow me to be that educator. And
Mhm.
I couldn't limit myself. Like they
Right.
wanted me to be in this little box. I can't because
Yeah.
I wouldn't want a child to be in a box,
Right.
And so SMA kind of came to me like in a dream, like MMLA. So
Right.
it came to me like in a dream. Like I just woke up like, okay, I think I want to move forward. And I was just talking to a few other educators at the time, and we was all just complaining about education, but
Mhm.
nobody was taking initiative to make change. And I said,
Right.
you know what? I am done with the school system. I need to just do something for myself, do something for the community, do something for families, and
Mhm.
help families out here. And so I had ended up registering SMA last year because I wanted something that's going to be my own little baby to,
Yeah.
birth into, because I'm leaving a legacy behind.
Right.
And that's kind of where I took SMA, and it's just so much bigger than me.
Yeah,
And
man.
it's just so, my vision for it is so just over the top. And
Okay.
as I continue to kind of grow, it's really a learning process because
Right.
opening the school is never easy. So
No.
that's what kind of took me this journey. It's just making sure that kids have the high quality education, but not having opportunities for themselves. Because I know me growing up, we grew up in a whole different era where we didn't
Mhm.
have a lot of opportunities.
That's real.
Arizona has so many opportunities, but nobody knows it's there
Yeah.
because nobody's is going beyond the walls
Right.
to kind of see what's out there. And so
Mhm.
I want to be that opportunity for them.
Man.
So, yeah.
That's just amazing, man.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a couple tough questions. Like,
Okay.
what kind of school exactly would this be? Is it a charter school or is it a private school, or what kind of school would it be?
So it's a micro school, and micro school is just a lot of people not used to that term.
Mhm.
And you might consider it as a private school because it's own private entity.
Okay.
But it's more of just very small. A lot of people do like homeschooling, and
Yes.
some people have like maybe 5 or 6 kids. But my micro school is going to be, of course, more than 5 to 6 kids enrolled,
Right.
but it's just going to stay small. And
Okay.
the goal for that is to make sure that I create personalized education learning for each and every child, so they have the opportunity to
Mm.
get the needs and their academics are being met.
Right.
And so that's why you keep it small. Is so charter schools can be small or big, but it
Right.
is a lot more investment into
Okay.
trying to build a charter school, which I would love to go that route down the line. But
Mhm.
right now I said I need to start now, so I'm going to start with a micro school, and you have more how can I put it? You have more like freedom with, or more liberation with your own micro school compared
Oh.
to a charter school and traditional school where they have to do a lot of federal and state. They have to buy a lot of different laws
Okay.
and regulations. And
Right.
so, but a micro school, it's kind of just having your own business. But mine is more of a nonprofit. So
Okay.
you can either do a for profit or you can do a nonprofit. And I'd rather go the nonprofit route so
Okay.
I can accept donations and grants and all
All
that.
right.
For
So
our
that's
kiddos.
basically where you'll be getting your money, your funding from, is
Mhm.
from donations and everything like that.
And
You'll
then
be doing
tuition.
tuition. Okay.
Mhm.
So it will cost to go to the school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what ages are you thinking of starting at?
So I'm doing 5 through 11, which is K through 6.
Okay.
The goal is to kind of work on that foundation of those primary grades first.
Mm-hmm.
I am accommodating families that do have multiple siblings. So if they
Okay.
have a child that's in second, but they have two siblings that's in seventh and eighth,
Right.
I will take those kids on just
Okay.
because the family shouldn't have to be switching to multiple schools
That's
just to get
real.
their child to get the proper education.
Mhm.
But my goal is kind of really focus on those foundational skills and get kids caught up. And so my model, my SMA learning model, I'm doing a competency based model, which is
Okay.
doing combo classes. So
Mhm.
doing K1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 through 8. And the reason why I'm doing that because part of the Arizona Common Core state standards, the standards overlap. So I've been
Okay.
doing this for over 10 years. So I'm able to kind of, combine the standards, and kids are still able to kind of pick up on skills, but it also keep kids that are not staggered or, they're already advanced. But, most schools, they don't have stuff in place for
Right.
kids to elevate, and I don't want a child to be staggered. So the
Right.
goal is if a child is performing at a high third grade level, just missing a few skills, like 85% of they mastered their third grade skills,
Right.
I will already start working with them on fourth grade skills.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just to keep them elevated and keep them
Right.
engaged. And so, and always challenging them doing project-based learning,
Mhm.
hands-on activities as well, because nobody's going to really learn from a book. It's, you have to be able to respect how kids learn these days, and they
Yeah.
learn in different ways. And so
Right.
I wanted to make sure that I implement those in my school, in my daily curriculum, and everything that I want to put forth with the school.
Right. So, I mean, you what would be your basis of your curriculum? Is it be something that you created, or is it still going to be the state-based curriculum?
So because it's going to be, everything's going to be Common Core state standards.
Okay.
So a lot of schools, they implement their own curriculum, but when it comes to them taking the ASA test,
Okay.
everything doesn't align because why? They're not teaching them standards. And I
Okay.
said, if you're not teaching them the standards, there's no way they're going to pass the ASA test.
Okay.
So with my micro school, we're not going to be doing ASA state testing, but I will be teaching them the Common Core state standards, just in
Okay.
case if they want to transition out, because my school only focus on primary and they want to go into high school, they'll be already equipped to kind of work and, master some of the skills that they already know in a high school level and get those credits that they need, because what I'm doing is teaching them Common Core state standards.
Okay.
So public schools, they do implement Common Core state standards, but a lot of the charter schools kind of implement their own thing.
Okay.
So I know there's a lot of things they're doing now, a lot of changes where they're making charter schools align so they can get the ASA scores up, because the ASA scores in Arizona are very fluctuating, very
Yeah.
low. Just because all these schools are choosing different curriculums, and every curriculum is not it should be based on the demographics of kids that you serve, but it's not like that. It's like one curriculum fit all, and that's not how
That's not fair. No.
Because then they depend on one supplemental resources to make sure, oh well, we're gonna get this child caught up with one resource. No, it's not. There's tons of resources, but you have to narrow down what's going to be effective. And then it's not wrong with having more than one set of resources to help that child grow, especially when you're in a bigger school setting and there's like multiple people. But if you don't have certain people in place, certain positions in place, it's really going to be impossible, especially with kids that have a learning disability. They fall right through the cracks. So that's kind of how I kind of step in and kind of help, because in a smaller setting, kids will be able to learn. It's not a lot of distractions, and then they're getting that time, that one-on-one time, and they're working at their pace. And sometimes we get to that point where we're teachers and we just know how to teach the book. We don't know how to fluctuate or modify or be able to assist a child that's struggling. We just teach. We just keep going. We keep going, and that child falls behind. And once that child falls behind, it's just like they keep pushing them up. They can keep going. So they could be in middle school, be performing at a second grade level. That's how it is now. And it's just because, we just keep pushing them up. And then with the retention rate now being so high that there is not even enough teachers to even put in the classroom. And so that's kind of where, and then a lot of families are converting over to homeschooling in micro school. It's like 77,000 families now that has applied for the ESA, which is the Empowerment Scholarship Account. Those are the funds they use to either do homeschooling, alternative, or private school. To pay for those tuition and funds for those 77,000 families, and it's growing. Because as of last year, it wasn't even that many. I think it was like 30 something thousand last year. This year is just like, it's just skyrocket, and it's because of parents want something different. And their children are not getting what they need in the regular, traditional, and public schools and charter schools.
I mean, it's It's a big problem here
Mhm.
because we have the Mexican kids,
Mhm.
and those kids they may not speak English as their first language,
Mhm.
and we have Tom Horn and the other educators here pushing to mandate what language that the schools can be taught in. These curriculums or classes can be taught in, and they're just demanding that it be only English
Mhm.
when a lot of these kids here speak Spanish.
Mhm.
So why would we have a problem with these kids learning in Spanish? Just what I'm saying, until they have good English skills. We also have problems because we don't want to pay the teachers.
Mhm.
We
Mhm.
passed the law
Mhm.
to get the teachers more funding, and the Republicans refuse to pay them.
Mhm.
They refuse to go through with what we voted for.
Mhm.
Now that's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that before, where they just like, nah, we're just not going to do it.
And what I've noticed the pattern after studying a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of these schools, because I'm very observant and seeing how they operate.
Mhm.
Even with a master's, they're gonna cap you at probably like 50, 51, 52. They're not trying to pay you no more. And even the position you take on is just like no. And then some of them want you to take a pay cut. Like a lot of these schools, they don't pay the proper amount, so then you're not going to get the high quality teachers.
No.
So what I can give off to like the public schools, they are paying teachers.
Right.
No, they're still dealing with a whole lot in the public school system, but they're paying teachers.
Right.
And they're paying teachers more than they're paying teachers in charter schools. Now, in charter schools, you don't have to be certified to teach. And so that's where you get all type of teachers. And you don't know what you get when you come through the door. It's like picking a skittle out of a hat. And so when you were at a public school, at least they're certified.
Right.
And they got tenure, or they've been there 3, 4, 5 years. At these charter schools, you never know what's going to happen. They can be here on Monday, gone by Friday. And it's just like, it's not fair to the kids. And I'm saying the kids shouldn't have to go through 4 or 5 months with no teacher. Then it come to report cards. They ain't got none of report cards. And then people that are supposedly in administration, they're not even certified to be in administration. So then you don't have the communication background. You don't have you just don't have the qualifications to be saying, hey, to a parent, like you can't even explain to a parent, or explain to you don't have a teacher. They just kind of brushed off and let families put the puzzle together on their own. I said families shouldn't have to do that.
No.
And they shouldn't have to come up to the school, or you're not responding to emails. There's certain protocols in place, and I feel like after seeing all of that and seeing the frustration parents are going through, why have to go through that when there's so many different people like me and there's other founders here in Phoenix. It's all across. It's a lot of schools that open up this year that's willing to cater and help these kids. And I said it's going to continue to grow because at a point they was trying to take away the ESA. So because when you take away ESA, the funding, the homeschool funding, the private school funding, and they're trying to get the kids back in the charter schools and back because the money is coming out of their pockets pretty much because everybody's disenrolled. Nobody want to go to a public school or charter school anymore. So once you take kids out of that, everything is based off enrollments, federal, state grants. Everything is based off enrollment.
And then you have these laws here where people can take their public school funding and they can go with them to a charter school or to a private school, and that's hurting the school's fundings. And it's so many things that they're doing to take away from the public schools. They're not trying to help them. It seems like the mission is to dismantle the public school system.
Yep.
Because people don't trust it or whatever the situation is, instead of investing in it and trying to make sure it's heading in the right direction. People are just giving up. But I understand, people building their own schools and doing that, going their own direction, because right now the school system doesn't have a direction.
Yeah.
I'm going to say in Arizona.
Yeah.
Because I feel as though in other states it's much better.
Yeah.
We're ranked 48, 47, 48
Down
for a
there.
reason.
Yes.
And these people doing everything they can to take the funding away from the schools. So as a micro school, SMA Academy offers a unique approach to education. How do you tailor your curriculum to meet the needs? Oh, we already talked about that.
Yeah.
So you've written several children's books that have been well received.
Yeah.
How does your experience as an educator influence your writing, and what messages do you hope to convey through your stories?
It's crazy because my first original book before Bossy Asia was Ms. McFadden class that originated from my first year of teaching.
Wow.
And so as a child, always been a visionary, always writing. I had short stories, and it's crazy because my mom used to keep all my short stories and stuff, and so she mailed them all to me, and I was just like, this is all my stuff. Like I
Wow.
was such a visionary, and just writing has always been my passion.
Mm.
But I was like, I can write different genres if I wanted to. But I said, let me start off with children books because
Yeah.
I'm really my imagination take me so far.
Right.
And these books are inspired by my niece and nephew because
Mm.
watching these kids grow up and just, and then also working in education is a little different because you got
Mhm.
the parenting side and then you got the education side. So won't we combine the two?
Right. Yeah.
Because everything is different. If it's not like one thing fits all. And
Right.
so all my books is geared to a social emotional learning. And that's
Okay.
my biggest thing. I mean, I tell you, social emotional learning, it just comes natural as for me as an educator.
Okay.
But to go into some schools where that is just not there
Mm.
and you need a curriculum to teach SEL, like it's important to kind of know SEL and how to, if you're going to be a teacher, just know how can you help these kids? How can you build that bond? Because that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, down to every emotion, down to their academics, down to them making progression.
Mhm.
That SEL component is such a big deal. And so when we push that to the side, there's a disconnect, whether it's at home or whether it's in school.
Mhm.
It's no relationship building. What happens when you don't have that in place?
Right.
Behavior,
Yeah.
different things start coming to play, like lack of emotion, and then kids
Mhm.
feel that.
Yep.
They know when you don't. Oh, I don't think my teacher liked me. A child shouldn't ever come home and like, I don't want to go back to that teacher. That teacher don't
Right.
like me.
Exactly.
And they're like in what, second and third grade. A child shouldn't have to say that.
Mhm.
There's not going to be a day where children are not going to be redirected in the classroom as well. But at the same sense, if you have that bond.
Mhm.
And then you also, once you build that bond with the child, the parents will follow along. They love whatever their child's going to love.
Yeah.
And so once you build that bond, you start to build that community.
Mhm.
And so that's what I've done with my book. And that's also what I've done with as an educator. I built a
Yeah.
community.
Right.
So my community of families that I work with have, been a part of there. They come on as my mentors,
Mm.
my mentees. And I get to kind of mentor them. And then, it becomes a big deal, and it's a part of building MMLA
Yeah.
and SMA together. And
Man.
so that's just kind of how I integrate both. And then going into schools and also being able to take SEL to a whole nother component with lesson plans and
Right.
activities, and also just getting feedback from families and educators and students. And it just helps me grow as a writer.
Yeah. I mean, it's all a learning experience.
Mhm.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to learn. And my daughter loved your book that we got for you, the coloring book and everything. And it's that she loved it. So it's a big deal to have books, that look like the kids. I know a lot of people don't care,
Yeah.
but sometimes we want to get representation too, and we
Yes.
want our kids to see themselves in books and in characters and things like that.
Yes.
So I think that's very important. So micro schools are becoming more and more popular, like you were saying,
Mhm.
especially post pandemic.
Mhm.
What challenges have you faced in operating or just getting your school off the ground, and how have you overcome them?
So it's so many different challenges. I think this year has been the most roller coaster. It's been a lot of trials and tribulation. And I would say, well, the first thing is, it wasn't a point of getting started, getting registered. I kind of already had a little bit of experience with starting my
Okay.
other business. I think going into it blindsided,
Mm.
like which direction to take. So
Right.
I had partnered up with Kai Pod Learning, and they have this Catalyst program, which they help founders open their school. So I was chosen out of 150 applicants.
Wow.
So I had left my current job in February, and so I didn't know which direction. I knew I wanted to start my school, but it wasn't supposed to open till next year,
Right.
2025.
Right.
And I was like, well, now God said you're gonna open it this year, and I'm like, I gotta fast track everything. So I'm just going crazy. And so I'm like, when I was introduced to Kai Pod, and I was like, well, that hurts, but just applying.
Right.
And when I got accepted to the program, I was just
Wow.
literally in tears. I was like, okay, so I'm getting the roadmap. So they pretty much provide you with the roadmap, the financial model to help build your school.
Mm.
And you kind of really get behind the business of everything, how to
Okay.
run a school. But it's like, okay, now I have the school, I have my vision, I have my mission. What's next?
Mhm.
And so it's all about, I think the hardest part was pre-funding. Location.
Mm.
Location
real.
is so important because it depends on who you're trying to target your audience.
Mhm.
And so even though I promote all over.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if my school is going to be in the West Valley, I need to kind of, because there wasn't a lot of micro schools in the West Valley. And so I said, let me just promote over here, and try to get families over here. But
Okay.
when you're starting off as a school, you don't have a lot of stuff in place. So a lot of families they either believe in your vision because it's a vision at this point, because it's not established. It's established like on paper and everything, but it's not years like charter schools. They already have the big old buildings and stuff. When you are a startup school, everything comes down to funding. And like, where do you get funding? What if you can't get a loan? What if you can't do XYZ? And so the roadmap kind of helped me kind of navigate that, but it's still been a struggle because a lot of us have to go into our personal expenses and to start the school up. And by me being a nonprofit, and even if you fill out grants are not guaranteed.
Nope,
and so you have to have a plan B, and that's where your financial model comes place. What if you don't get this grant? Then how you supposed to start up? Because it's the upstart of it. Trying to pay for a deposit, find a location that's in the zoning compliance. And so definitely when people are like I have a micro school, you got to really be strategic. What type of micro school is it? Is it more of a learning center? Is it more of a private school? Because certain areas, they don't have private. You can't put your school here because, we don't do private schools here.
Right.
And then I think private school is more of I guess, I don't know. It just depends on the compliance, the zoning, compliance and everything. But I think it was just more of like, okay, we can't do private school. I say, so now you got to tweak your model and like, hey, I'm a learning center now.
Okay.
So then learning centers, childcare centers, but you all have to go through all the same process. But it is a process, because even when you're trying to lease a space, they want to see 3 years of a business tax return for a business that just operated this year. Like, so it's just like, how can I provide that when I don't have the years? So it's just, it's been a lot. And so what's been really helpful for a lot of founders is doing space user agreement with churches, other organizations, because a lot of schools are like for profit. And so if you're a nonprofit, it helps out a lot as well. But that's been a biggest struggle as of right now. Still, it's just like location. And then, doing a brick and mortar, it's easy to do a virtual program because you don't have to worry about all that extra stuff. And then when you get a brick and mortar, it's the insurance, everything. And you have to make sure, by me being in school, you have to make sure the insurance cover literally every single thing, because you can't operate without those types of insurance in place. So
especially because you're gonna have kids in there, so they have to have.
So you got to make sure you are protected, your business is protected, and then it's just a lot of different things. But I think pre-funding, location, and I think marketing when you don't have a marketing budget. And so by me doing my book events, I'm able to do a little bit of both. So I'm marketing and then also having a social media presence, which I don't have a problem with that. But it's just reaching a wider audience, which is really helpful, because most charter schools, they have it in their marketing budget. But when you're a startup, you and you're doing everything yourself. So I'm wearing all the hats. I'm the administrator, I'm the director, I'm the teacher, I'm the curriculum specialist. I am everything. And so, I have my nights. I'll be like, you know what? Every day I just get up and I want to quit, but I realize I can't let my families down.
Man, I know it's tough. I know, because being a small business owner is not for the faint at heart.
It's not.
It's not.
You really have to have tough skin.
That's
and
real.
You have to be used to rejection and no's. And so I always put that in everything that I talk about. I said, you're going to get a lot of, unfortunately, no's, no responses. And that tough, it makes you stronger, because then you're like, okay. Then, you kind of brush it off. You don't take it to heart, and you just keep moving, because it's always there's always loopholes around different things. And it's all about people, because I think the location I got now was through a family friend. So it was really I'm really grateful to actually have this space, because it was something I manifested back in, I want to say April, once I saw the space, because space has been such a struggle for me this year. And so to be able to get this space, and it's really, I'm stressing out on the time strain, and just be able to get the space, because she believed in my vision. And that was the only, she like, I believe in what you're trying to do and what you're trying to grow. And so she's willing to work with me in my school budget, because our school budget is very small. And, is, we're getting enrollments, but, it's a growing process, and she's willing to grow with me. And I'm not trying to cry right now, but that is just really, I'm really grateful for the people that have encountered, who came into my life this year, because it has been such a journey to get here and to be able to continue to do what I love to do. such a passion, because I didn't even think I would be here today.
Right.
So just to be here, to be able to kind of share my story is just
Man.
amazing. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I definitely love what you're doing. It's not easy, but you'll be able to get it together, because I have confidence in your story and
Thank
just
you.
in what you do.
Thank
So
you.
your books are known for their engaging storytelling and education value. Can you share with us what new projects or books that you're currently working on?
Yay! So Bossy Asia has been met her 1 year mark, and so I got to keep the series going because it's a 10-book series.
Yeah.
And so we have Bossy Asia, we have the coloring book. Thank you. So we have Bossy Asia, we have the coloring book out. So now it's time to introduce the new character that's also featured in Bossy Asia, which is Angry Amir.
Okay.
And Angry Amir is pretty much about, they're a year apart, so they're cousins. And so he's the counterpartner. He is the most fun. It's inspired by my nephew. It's funny because he's still like this now. He's going into middle school. So I'm just like, mind you, writing from a perspective when he was in first grade.
Right.
So it's pretty much how he deals with his anger. And this is also for kids that are on the autism spectrum, because my nephew, he is autistic.
Okay.
And I love him though.
Yeah.
And then, by me being in education, it does help me understand how to work with kids with autism.
Yeah.
And also working with kids in the past with autism, and just understanding that they learn differently.
Yeah.
And it's not that they learn they're delayed or anything like
Right.
that. They're
It's just
fascinating.
different.
Their
Yeah.
mind is different.
Right.
And so to be able to incorporate that into my SEO component, it also deals with emotions, because it's different ways of how they express themselves. So pretty much he was the only child. He just had a baby sister. But when he was the only child, it was all about him. So when he didn't get his way, he threw tantrums. And but how do you deal with those tantrums?
Right.
When they're in a grocery store or they're in different areas, and then he loves soccer, but
Right.
every time he doesn't win a game, you gonna see the angry Amir come out. So how do they cope with that? And so everything is like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And so with his book, because it's been so fascinating just doing a promo on the book, because everybody has boys for some reason. Nobody has a lot of girls anymore. We need to work on that. But every time I was talking about the series and how this book was coming out this year, and it was just like, well, we're waiting. And so one lady at the Juneteenth event, she bought some of the merch for Angry Bear, even though it wasn't out. She's like, yeah, we got the exclusive. And I'm just like, I was so excited, because there was really just like, they wanted to take the book right off the shelf. I'm like, it's not even ready. It's not even ready yet. And so that's pretty much what Angry Mirror is how to cope with anger. And it comes up with different mechanisms, different story. And it's very humorous, but you're learning how to cope with that. What's the best way to express yourself at that age, because
Right.
it's hard to use your words all the time.
Yeah.
And so there's different ways to express yourself, and then it's words, drawing. So it's always an outlet to kind of express yourself. And that's kind of what I'm teaching in this book.
Man, you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
We're gonna have to get an exclusive on that. So I know Jimmy would love it.
Yes, she would.
Definitely would. So
Thank you.
you're doing so much.
Yes.
How in the hell do you balance your time between running a micro school, writing children's books? Do you find time for yourself anytime?
Oh my goodness. I really don't know how I do it. Like, I feel like I was back in college where I was working 3 jobs and I was a full-time student, and I was just like, how I do it? Like, I don't even, and then I got older and I'm like, I can't do that no more. 3 jobs? I was like, where was I? I was running off some type of bunny rabbit battery or something, a battery or something. I don't know what was going on. But the way I try to balance everything. I always have to have a notebook.
Yeah.
Like with me right now, I have my notebook. I can't go nowhere without it on my agenda. I feel like I don't have everything organized. I'm very strategic. So what I do is, because MMLA is like a multi-faceted business, it has multiple, so it's not just publishing, it's tutoring as well as community events, as well as online. I run up my digital store and everything, my online store. And so to try to balance all that, I just have to pace it out. It's like a timeline.
Yeah.
With SMA is because school starts next week for SMA.
Goodness.
And so it's a lot of work right now, because I'm working overtime to get everything ready for the families that are enrolled. My families have been so patient with me. So shout out to them. Because it's just been a lot of roller coasters and a lot of setbacks, and but SMA, I just have a vision board at home, and I have to divide everything up. And so I have MMLA, which is tutoring, and then that launches in September, but I pick a timeline so it doesn't
Okay.
conflict. So by SMA and MMLA kind of make it easier for me because I usually do travel and tutoring when I just had MMLA. Now that I have a physical building and everything, I have SMA as my day school. MMLA will be tutoring, so it will be
Okay.
right after. So
Right.
families that is not even enrolled in SMA, they can still come to tutoring, but we'll be at one location. So then I'm not doing all the traveling.
Right.
So that kind of eased my schedule a little bit. But I work better at night. So all my scheduling, content, everything, I do it at night. 'Cause I
Wow.
just work better. So for the last couple of nights, it's been night and day. I have not slept. So today, you see, it looked like I slept. It's just because the makeup. Yeah. But I have not slept because it's just like I'm a perfectionist in my head.
Right.
Knowing that everything's not perfect, I can't help it. I'm a
Man.
perfectionist. So I have to kind of, and I'm really quick at certain things. Like when you like graphics and content, I'm really quick at it. I just get it out. But when it comes to very strategic things, it takes a little bit longer. But I pace out, timeline, everything. I put what needs is a priority, what can be put on the back burner for right now,
Okay.
and I move forward from there. And so, yeah.
You are amazing. I don't know how you doing it, but I'm tired for you. But
it's very tiring. I tell people, I said, this is not easy because a lot of people are like, well, when you're taking another vacation, I can't take a vacation right now. I have like 2 businesses, and and they are my priorities right now. So
and a lot of people and family don't understand when you run a business how hard it is to just say, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, you have people depending on you. You have people looking out for what you're doing, and they're waiting. And it's hard to just put it on the back burner for a week and just go away.
Especially when you're like taking other people, money and everything. Like, now I don't play around with people, money, time, and I don't play around with parents especially when it comes to the school. So everything has to be put on the back. And a lot of people, you're right, a lot of people won't see that vision or understand it.
Yeah.
And so, it would feel like, oh, well, you haven't called me and such as I'm busy.
Man.
And it's not like, it's not throwing shade, and I'm just busy. Like, you got to give me time to, make time. And I do make time for myself. And because it's just a self-reflection. It's all about mental health for me. So I don't want to overburn myself or burn myself out for, my businesses. But because this is my passion, it don't feel like a job.
Yeah.
So I just get up every day and it's like, well, how you do it? I said, it's a passion. So
you're living it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I said, I'd rather be doing that than actually doing something I don't want to do. So
living the dream. Living the dream, man. So lastly, Sue, you've been on the show before.
Yes.
We love having you on. So we want to know what exactly is your future envision of SMA, and what is your goal? I know you say you're opening in a few days.
Yeah.
So what do you think is at the end of this first year? What is your main goal that you're setting for yourself?
So this year it's just more of, really connecting with the families in the community and what they need. So that's how I even got the enrollments that I have now, is because I was listening and I knew the concerns. So once you know the demographic, you know that area, you know your community, you know what's a need. And that's what I'm providing. I'm providing something different, some alternative. And then just for looking forward to the future, so many plans. It's in my book. So I want to have different pods. So different learning pods, different micro schools in different areas.
Yeah.
And then I want to choose educators. Well, I want to hire educators that have that same vision and passion. There's a lot of educators that reached out to me like, you hiring? I said, well, not this year. And so my goal is to train educators properly, get them the resources they need to them to be successful, not for them to fail. And also giving them the opportunity so they can be creative, they can be innovative, and they can take it on as their own. Because once you have that liberation and you don't feel like you have to be tied to an evaluation or just fearing of not being perfect, because you're not going to be perfect. I'm not expecting nobody come in to be perfect, but I want you to be happy. Because there's a lot of people that love teaching, and it's just like, but they don't like it to do it this way. And I
Right.
want to take in educators that are so serious. That's not going to just run off when it gets tough, because it gets tough. But I don't like leaving kids behind, and I don't want my educators to either.
That's real.
And so that's the kind of goal to, because it's so much bigger than me. I'll get a chance to launch my first summer program next year. Since I have a location, I'm able to go all out in a classroom setting. It's,
Right.
it's crazy. And so social emotional field trips, social events, educational field trips. I'm really trying to get the kids out here and get them come around. I want to do like a career week where they kind of get to explore, because a lot of kids love doing podcasts, YouTubing. Why not start really young and doing internships and learning? That's the goal, is for them to learn. And then that's pretty much what I see. So I want to do open pods, but next year I am opening a virtual school.
Wow.
So now that I have a brick and mortar, I am opening a virtual school, and I will be hiring maybe 2 educators to run the virtual school, and it will be for 4th through 8th. And I'm not ready for high school yet, but it's okay. I have other families who's doing high school. I will just pass them over. I'm not ready for high school level yet, but I am want to get some educators in there specializing more at the middle school, and then give those parents that flexibility as well. So,
man, that's amazing, Sue. You know, I want to say this before we go to Habari News Weekly. If you need someone to come out, and film, we can do some filming, film your school, get you a little commercial out of something. Let us know, man. We can do that.
I'm definitely I have a grand opening, but I did push it back just because of the timing. So once I probably push it back towards the end of September. So I really would love to give that, have the opportunity, some people come in and record, because I want to have it prep and ready for the community to come out and see and celebrate with me, because this is my first school, and this is such a big deal for me.
It's a huge deal.
I want to celebrate with everybody that's been so supportive and everything. So I would, Habari, y'all always welcome to come. I invite y'all to everything. I'm like, hey, Habari, y'all can come. I'm gonna invite y'all to everything.
Yeah, man, because that's a big deal, and we're very, very proud of you and what you're doing. And like I said, it's amazing, because it's not every day that someone starts their own school. So we definitely want to give you a round of applause for what you're doing. And let's go ahead and go into some news real fast, man. Let's run the Habari News Weekly so we can talk about some news. You want to take a break? Yeah, let's take a quick break.
Week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
Go ahead, run the break.
Hey y'all, it's Mama Sauce Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's fish and chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Hey. Hello? Anyway. All right, man. So welcome back to the show. I'm by myself in here. My co-host just walked out.
Gotta deal with a child.
What's she doing?
Moving everything around.
Oh, okay.
She done moved all the furniture.
She's been active today.
Man.
Yeah, man. She's on something.
She been getting annoying today.
Well, let's go ahead and get it going. And what we have for today for the Habari Live.
Oh, did we have to do the sponsorship?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. I'll send it to you.
All right, you guys. Are y'all craving some authentic soul food that hits the spot every time? Well, look no further than Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken. Located right here in Phoenix on Greenway and 19th Avenue. And they have one in Mesa on Main Street. Mama Soul's brings the taste of St. Louis to your plate with mouth-watering dishes that'll make you feel right at home.
Mm-hmm.
From their tender barbecue and crispy chicken wings to the succulent catfish and savory cornbread. And the greens are just like Mama used to make them. They've got something for everyone. And don't forget to try their juicy shrimp and more delicious treats that are sure to satisfy your soul food cravings, whether you're dining in and taking out or catering for a special occasion. Mama Soul's has got you covered. So why wait? Swing by Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken today and let your taste buds dance to the best flavor of soul food in town. Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, where every bite is like a warm hug from home.
All right, let's get it going, man. So,
This week, the closing of the Democratic National Convention drew a big audience.
They killed it, man. They did a good job. I liked the show, and I liked everything that they had going on this year.
They topped both the final night of the party's gathering 4 years ago, and that of the Republican convention in July.
So they talking about the amount of people that came,
or the amount of viewers that it brought in.
Okay.
Vice President Kamala Harris accepted the party's nomination on Thursday night to top the Democratic ticket and oppose Republican Donald Trump. The coverage of the Democrats' closing night averaged 26.2 million viewers across 15 broadcasts and cable networks.
That's crazy.
That's about 820,000 more people than the 25.38 million who watched the final night of the Republican convention.
Man.
I mean, this convention, they brought you everybody.
They did a good
They
job.
gave you everybody.
And they spread it out pretty well.
They did.
The first night having the Obamas to kick it off, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think the second night was Bill Clinton and a couple more people. Then the last night they brought in more celebrities, then brought out Kamala. Man, they did a really good job, man. And the Obamas, man, they're just inspirational, man. You know, it doesn't matter what they do and how they do it. It's always with grace.
You know, I think Michelle had made a statement saying that America wasn't ready for her to wear braids. That's why she wore them the other night. She was like, yeah, no, they flipped out when I went sleeveless on my shirt, on my outfit. Man. So I already know they wasn't gonna be ready for me to wear braids.
The Obamas couldn't do anything. I think
they
Obama
could.
He
wore a tan suit.
They lost their mind. She wore a sleeveless dress.
They lost their mind.
Like, oh, they can't wear this. Like,
right?
They're human beings like us.
I don't know what's wrong with them people, man. That dude, it was, man. I really do think that Michelle is a better speaker than Obama, man. Like he said, I don't know anybody who's crazy enough to go after her.
Right.
Because, bro, she kills it.
Yeah.
Every time.
She kills it, man. And she's just so the average person can look to her and feel inspired. You know what I mean? And that's what she does, man. She's great. And everybody's really, really feeling good about what's going on, man. And I think that the momentum right now is in Kamala's corner. And that national convention was another thing that just added on to it, man.
It really was.
People are really, really inspired, man. And like I said, I really love what was going on.
I think
Demi wants to show everybody your book.
I see.
What you got, baby?
Oh.
You got a storybook?
You like it? Am I supposed to read it for you? You know we're doing the show, right? You're bored.
Go watch your tablet.
Anyway, so
but my funniest part that I liked the most during the convention was when Oprah was up there talking about the house being on fire, and you know, we're not gonna ask what religion or whatever they were. She said, and if it was a lady who happened to be a childless cat lady, and we gonna try to say the cat too, and the camera just directly panned to this lady in the crowd. I had no idea who she was. So when I saw the camera do that, I completely thought that it was just a
some
random
lady, right?
a random lady in the crowd. But it turned out that lady was actually a delegate for marriage, childless cat lady.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood Hot Mess with Aisha Rowan. Sponsored by Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by
Gonzalez, Mama Sauce, Fish and Chicken, Habari Entertainment sponsor. Let's go get it.
Man, this Mama Soul's fish and chicken. I ain't never had a piece of fish that tastes so good. I'm not a shrimp person, but they fried shrimps. It's so good. It's so good. The dressing and the greens and the cornbread.
Yeah, we're going?
Yeah, we're good now.
Okay, sweet. We're back.
Put your shirt down.
All right. I don't know what we ended on, but we were talking about the acolyte. Yeah, so we got all that. So get your socks, girl. So all right, let's go ahead and move to the next story. I don't know how much we got on that last one, or what was heard and what wasn't. But so the next story I want to talk about real fast is
Vision Quest.
Yeah,
Like I want about you.
Vision
James
Quest.
Spader
Mhm.
is to reprise his role
As Ultron.
Ultron.
Yeah.
Woo, woo, woo,
So
woo.
yeah, man. So it looks like he'll be coming back. That is something big. He's set to return as Ultron in Marvel's upcoming Vision Quest series, slotted to release on Disney Plus in 2006. But things are really getting intriguing. According to Deadline, Spader's role in the Vision series might not just be a voiceover. For those of you who remember, Spader did more than lend his voice in Ultron. He also performed the motion capture for the character in Avengers 2, bringing a terrifyingly human element to the AI villain. So there's a strong possibility that we could see Spader donning the mocap suit once again to bring Ultron to life. And I think that's pretty cool, man. And it's bringing some excitement to the Vision Quest show. And some of the shows are getting downplayed right now because I think Disney is trying to take their time with the shows instead of just kicking them out and just talking about this stuff that's 2-3 years ago later. They're trying to focus on what's coming out now, and I think that's working better for them. So I'm excited for Vision Quest because I just it's been a long time since we touched on the story of Vision and what he has going on. So we'll let you guys know as the calendar goes on and more news come out. We'll definitely keep you guys updated on what's going on with Vision Quest. All right, man. Let's do the sports real fast.
Habari Sports.
All right, man. This week in sports, we got. Let's see.
The Cardinals' upcoming season.
Yeah, we got the Cardinals. We're going to talk about how much the Cardinals might win or lose this season. The Cardinals last year had a 5-10-2 record, 2 ties. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tough season, no doubt, but this year I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. Breaking down the season, we probably come out 0-3 because we do got the Bills week 1. We got week 2 brings us back home facing the Rams. And then week 3, we got the Lions. Those are 3 pretty good teams, man, who did pretty well last year. So we're going to have some tough ones out there. Some people think we'll probably start 0-3. So hopefully after that, we can come back. Week 4, we got the Cardinals against the Commanders. That should give us a cool, hopefully we get a win there.
I don't know about how they going to look up against the 49ers week 4.
That's week 5. Week 5, the 49ers. Hopefully hopefully we can get it going, man. So we thinking that looking at the schedule, I'm hoping we can get a win over the Packers, Chargers, Dolphins, and the 49ers. I'm looking at it. We got the Seahawks, Vikings, Patriots, and Panthers. I'm saying that I'm hoping that we get about 13. I'm 13 victories. Now that's big, 13-4. What I'm thinking they're gonna do, that would be a huge turnaround from last year. But we'll see, man. A lot of people are saying that Kyler Murray is looking better. Then we got Marvis Harrison at the wide out. I think we have a good chance of having a good year. So that's my thing. I'm thinking that they're gonna be 13-4, but we will see. We might have a losing record because you know how the Cardinals are, man. But we also want to talk about Caitlin Clark, man. Sue Bird was talking about how great she's been playing lately, and she really has been killing it, man. It's just been exciting to see what she's doing this year. She has stepped her game up to another level, and the 13 Sue Bird, who is a 4-time NBA champion and a 13-time All-Star, shared her thoughts on her podcast A Touch More, co-hosted with Megan Rapinoe. Bird didn't hold back, warning other teams that Clark's dominance is just beginning. She predicts that Clark would be breaking records left and right in the coming years, making her a constant threat in the league. Bird's insight is invaluable. She's seen and played against the best of the best. If she's saying Clark is going to be a force to be reckoned with, it's probably true. She also mentioned something crucial. While Clark is on the rise, the rest of the league isn't going to sit back and let her just take over. Competition is fierce, and every player is looking to elevate their game. Yeah, man, she's been playing very well, and we want to give her a shout out. And there's no hate over here. She just stepped it up to another level, man. And her team is starting to win, and they're starting to figure it out. So you can't hate on that, man. And so we'll keep you guys.
It just takes time when rookies come into the season,
yeah, man, to
for
figure
them
it out.
to not only just figure out how the game is being played at such a high intensity level,
Yeah,
but for them to also come in and gain that chemistry between the players and learning how each style of player plays and being able to incorporate that into their play as well.
Yeah, man. So like I said, man, she's gonna have a big future, and we just will keep you guys updated on what's going on with it. All right, man.
Let's go ahead and grab this game.
Let's go ahead and play this game to get up out of here.
Let's get ready to play trivia.
Mama Soul's Fish and Chicken, where every bite is like a warm hug from home.
All right, man.
All right, you guys. Y'all know the drill, the game of the trivia. You get 7 correct out of 10, and you get the Habari Entertainment t-shirt. You have one of 2 design options. You have his design or you have my design. So let's get it. Let's see how much Miss Suewong knows.
You already know.
All right. Question number 1. What is the term for an educational system that provides students with the opportunity to learn at their own pace, often through online programs or personalized learning paths?
Is it like a learning model or let's say a verb? It's a term for education system that provides. I don't want to go with it's not hybrid. It's not. One of it's AOI. I was gonna say that. Well, I thought we were going with AOI though. I was
It's
gonna go.
personalized learning.
You already had it in the text. I thought that was it, but I was just like, I thought it was gonna be like AOI or hybrid. Okay, personalized learning.
All right. Who is considered the founder of the monastery method of education, which emphasizes child-centered learning and hands-on activities?
See, y'all can hit me with those questions. I told you I don't even know. Sorry. I don't know that one.
Maria Monastery.
Maria Montessori.
My girlfriend's a Montessori teacher.
Yeah.
I didn't
I've
even know that one.
never studied on the Montessori. I know I studied their like teaching model, but yeah.
Montessori's cool. I like it.
Yeah. Some people like they're really cool. I've talked to a lady that works at one. She said the kids are like advanced and everything like that. So.
Oh yeah, they're some of the smartest kids I've met.
Yeah.
I've worked with them there. So
Okay.
smart.
What is the name of the standardized test used in the United States for college admissions that assesses students' readiness for higher education through multiple choice questions and an optional essay?
Okay, read the question one more time.
What is the name of the standardized test used in the United States for college admissions that assesses students' readiness for higher education through multiple choice questions and an optional essay?
The SAT? The ACT?
It is the SAT,
Yeah.
which stands for the Scholastic Assessment Test.
Yeah.
For those that did not know.
The ACT too, but I took the SAT, so.
Right. All right. So, what educational philosophy is associated with the idea that learning should be based on real world experiences and problem solving rather than rote memorization?
Give me these questions. Let me read the question one more time.
What educational philosophy is associated with the idea that learning should be based on a real world experiences and problem solving rather than rote memory?
See, how you should hit me with this question? Okay, I don't even. I ain't gonna say I even experienced learning.
Experiential.
All
right.
Vocabulary words.
What is the term for a school curriculum that includes subjects like mathematics, science, and language arts, focusing on core academic knowledge and skills?
Read one more time. You got the long questions.
What is the term for a school curriculum that includes subjects like mathematics, science, and language arts, focusing on core academic skills and knowledge?
Would be like course of study or something like that. Traditional.
Your traditional curriculum.
Like the traditional.
I thought it was going to be STEM.
Me too. I thought it was going to be something in that.
STEM or project based. Yeah.
Which U.S. landmark legislation passed in 2001 aimed to improve educational standards and accountability in public schools?
Was I even born? Oh yeah, I was born back. Okay, hold on. You said U.S. landmark.
This U.S. landmark legislation passed in 2001 aimed to improve educational standards and accountability in public schools.
Give me a clue. Give me first letter. First letter.
T.
That didn't help me either.
That didn't help me either.
I thought it was No Child Left Behind.
It is the No Child Left Behind.
Oh man, I was about to say the No Child Left Behind.
I sure that's what I was thinking.
Because
Like,
it was implemented when I was in school.
Yeah. All right. So, what is the name of the teaching method that uses storytelling, role playing, and dramatic techniques to engage students and enhance their understanding of content?
Okay, you got these long questions. Where you get these questions from, Aisha?
What is the name of the teaching method that uses storytelling, role playing, and dramatic techniques to engage students and enhance their understanding of content?
That's tough, man.
It starts with a T, don't it? Because I'm thinking about back when I was in theater. Give me a clue. Yeah, I don't do well with questions. I don't know. I don't even. I was a teacher's pet. I used to pass all my exams by doing that. So, okay.
What is it now?
It is the Socratic method.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna get that one. Nope.
Who's that from?
Socrates?
Yeah.
Socrates.
I don't know nothing as U.S. history.
Man, that's
That
crazy.
kind of goes. I don't know.
I think he was Greek, right?
Yeah.
Greek philosopher.
Yep.
Name me a teaching lesson.
Who developed
I thought I was talking
the
about
theory of multiple intelligences, which suggests that people have different types of intellectual strengths
Wow.
and learning styles.
Well, she talked about it, so we're gonna say Suewong.
Yeah. Me. Suewong, give me a hand clap for that one. I don't know, because I don't know like the history. I just kind of learn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Howard Gardner.
I'm gonna go catch
Wow.
that one. Nope.
All right, we're down to our last two questions.
Yeah. Can I get a shirt just being here? Like, I just feel like,
What is the
I
educational
remember.
term for a formal examination given at the end of a course or academic year to assess students' knowledge and skills?
Oh, on a state level or
I don't know. It's
can I read the question one more time?
What is the
examination?
educational term for a formal examination given at the end of a course or academic year to assess students' knowledge and skills?
I would say end of. No, what I say? It won't be a formal assessment. It'll be like an end of the year exam. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's an end of the year assessment. Unless it just depends if it's like a state exam or it's a school.
That's
it just depends.
I will give you end of the year exam because the answer is final exam or a summative
because formal. Yeah.
Well, you got one.
I got one. No, I got two.
Two.
I got two. I did good. I got two.
There's one more.
Oh no.
Last question.
No.
What is the term for a school that offers a curriculum focused on specialized subjects or skills such as arts or sciences rather than a broad general education?
Like, so that's like more of music, art. I don't know if it's a certain term for it. Like, I wouldn't say STEM. Well, STEM integrates all that. But STEM, I don't know.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say School of the Arts.
Magna. It's a magnet school.
Magnet school. Yeah. But it's like magnet schools are like STEM school. They do the science, technology.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they go by magnet schools, but they're also like STEM schools too. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
it's not a lot of those anymore. So I ain't seen none out of Arizona.
They're not in. They're on the East Coast more than they are here.
Yeah.
Magnet schools.
Yeah, we don't have many options out
here. Is it a church?
Yeah, man, we got to figure some things out.
We do got liberal arts schools, but they don't have a lot for the elementaries. Yeah. They only for like upper grades, like middle school.
Yep.
Man, well, we want to thank you, Sue, for coming through and talking about your upcoming school that's opening up. Yes. Is there anything else that you want to shout out to the people and let everyone know? Just the time to do it.
I just want to thank everyone that just been supporting SMA. It is a new school, new micro school. And if you want to learn more about SMA or just the Miss McFadden Learning Academy, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram at the SM Academy. Or you can go to my website, www.thesmacademy.org if you want to learn more about SMA. And if you want to learn more about MMLA, you just go to www.mmla-edu.org and you can find all the information you need about both organizations. Man. And I thank you so much for having me.
No problem. We really, really, really appreciate it. We like your energy and love what you're doing. And like I said, for real, just let us know, man. We'll come out to the school and get some things done for you and fill some stuff. That would be awesome. All right, man. We appreciate everybody for sticking with us this morning. learning a little bit. I think we had some audio issues. I don't know how long, but we'll figure that out. But thanks for everybody for watching, and that's been another episode of Habari Live. Peace.
Sorry, my bad.
For watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and get updates on news, the podcast, and more. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And don't forget to visit www.habarientertainment.com. See you next week. Peace.